Welcome to the Medium in the Middle podcast. I'm your host, Stephanie, the Medium in the Middle. On this podcast, I share my journey as a developing psychic medium, as a Reiki master teacher, as an Akashic record practitioner, and anything else that's thrown my way. Hello. Welcome to episode 187. My name is Stephanie. I am the Medium in the Middle. And I should start a guessing game of when I'm actually going to change and redo my intro. If you win, you win a prize. I don't know what that prize is, but I need to change it. There's so many things that I want to change about it. Anyways, hello, welcome. Today, I am finally answering a question that I got in a Q&A a long time ago, and I said, I'm going to do a whole episode on this, and then I didn't. But here I am now doing it. And the question was about starting to build your clientele. How do you start to build your clientele? So this is specifically for Reiki, but in any business, this will apply. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, all my tips and tricks and the common mistakes that I see. Because there is a common mistake I see almost everybody do. And especially in my mentorship program, I'm always like, classic case of this. So that's what we're going to talk about today. But first, let's talk about some Reiki trainings. The good. Reiki level 1 is September 30th and October 1st. If you have been waiting to learn Reiki, I know I say this all the time, but this course is my favorite because it's like a new set of glasses. It's such an opening into your intuition. You're going to see things in a new way. Reiki level 1 is all about you. We start at home first, which is why it is totally fine to learn it online. It is all about you and your energy. You practice on yourself. You. And level 2 is where we learn about other people. And my next level 2 is October 28th and 29th. It's where we learn about others, we practice with others, we practice Distance Reiki, and for that course, you actually need a volunteer to come in because you need to practice on somebody else. And then I also have videos that I have for you, so when you are practicing, you can watch me do it. So lots of added resources into those courses. I will leave all those links down below in the show notes. Let's pull a card for this week's podcast episode. I wanted to go back to the OG, the Colette Baron Reid Enchanted Map Deck. What do the podcast listeners need to know? What's the vibe for this week, episode 187? We're the middle of September. Where is the time going? Ooh, and card number 20 flew out at me, which is funny because the card is flying. You have the power to see things from a higher perspective. If you were a bird flying high in the air, what would you see? When you soar above life's challenges and opportunities, a new perspective becomes available. Today you have invisible wings that allow you to swiftly bring your circumstances into alignment with your highest purpose. This is a sign that your waiting is over, that all your hard work is paid off, and the things you hoped for are no longer beyond your scope. You have the ability to reach for the stars and find one with your name on it. Spread your wings and soar. The angels are waiting for you. Ooh, I don't think I've ever actually pulled this card. Card 20, flying. You have the power to see things from a higher perspective. I love that. Actually, someone asked me about my mentorship. They're like, how are you so good at figuring out these problems? And I used that example. I said, I'm like a bird above the situation. I'm like, you're in the situation, but when you explain it to me, it's a lot easier to figure out. I'm like, I can't figure out my own problems this fast, but when it's somebody else, you're like a bird. I like it. And one more announcement is the Business Numbers and 2024 Planning Workshop is happening on October 21st. This workshop is for all business owners to start to plan 2024. I don't tell you often you need this, but you need this. Business owners, I'm looking at you. We are going to be reviewing 2023 to see what happened, what worked, what didn't work, but we are planning into 2024. You need to plan in your business. We are not running by the seat of our pants. If you don't plan, it doesn't happen, and things need time to be launched. So I'm sharing all my secrets. We're going to learn end of month. We're going to learn end of quarter. We're going to learn the things you need to know your numbers in your business. This is 2.5 hours of gold. And then you're going to save this workshop and you're going to redo it every single year from now until forever. So sign up and join me live or catch the replay. Everybody will also get a copy of the replay and you can watch that as many times as you want, your own pace on your own time. I'll leave all the links down below in the show notes for all of the courses and workshops. Okay, so jumping right into this week's episode, talking about building your client base. How do you start building your client base? And I wanted to make this a full episode because there is so much to say. But I want to start off by saying that we all start off with one client, and then 2, and then 3, and then 5, and then 7, and then 10. We all started there. No one starts with hundreds of clients. No one starts fully booked. No one starts with hundreds. We all start with 0. And you love and appreciate each person as they come in, and you watch your client base grow. But just to set the record straight, we all start at the same spot. So don't feel like you're behind. Don't feel left out. Don't feel like all of us haven't been there before. I have definitely been in your shoes when growing a business, and it takes time, like way more time than you think. You guys know I am a Lululemon alumni. I'm a lemon forever at heart. And I just want to use this as an example. So Lululemon was founded 25 years ago, and I still remember when they did a pop-up. I was in university, so I'm guessing this was like 15 years ago. And I remember the black leggings, and I remember thinking, who would spend $98 on black leggings? And like one person in my school had them. They weren't popular. And then in the last 10 years, Lululemon has blown up and become super popular. Now the stores are everywhere and they're a massive company. But that took 25 years. And I think we forget the beginning. We just see Lululemon now and we think, wow, they're a massive company in Canada. I'm not sure if they're massive in the States, but in Canada, Lululemon is it. But even thinking about it, I feel like I watched this company grow, because I remember when they had a pop-up in Windsor and I was in university and we were like, who would wear this? Like no one was wearing athleisure. You wore jeans and a cute top. That's what you wore. Jeans, always. I lived in jeans. I slept in jeans. My pajamas were made of jeans. I woke up in jeans. I willingly put on jeans every single day. It was a different time. We wore jeans all the time. Thank gosh that changed. Anyways, and I just want you to think about the scale of that, but also the Lululemon started off with giving away their clothes for free. They gave away their clothes for free. And this is how we all start, free. And then you slowly build. But I want to give you some things about how you can actually build your clientele. And then I'm going to tell you the biggest mistake that I see. I don't want to say that everyone making, but I might say that everyone's making. So first and foremost is referrals, word of mouth, the freest advertising out there in the world. Now, to get referrals, to get people talking about you, you have to be the best at what you do. Everyone talks about the best facial they just had, the best eyebrow lady they had, the best place to go get your nails done for the cheapest price. Everybody tells all their friends that. So you have to be the best. Are you offering the best service possible? Do you have the best training possible? Do you have the best setup possible? You want to do the very best that you can with what you have. You don't have to buy expensive things, but is your customer service the best? Is it easy for them to book? Is it easy for them to have a great experience when they're there? When they arrive, how do you treat them? When they say goodbye, how do you treat them? I made a whole course on this because I see so many people do this wrong. It's not just about giving, let's use Reiki, great Reiki. It's about how do you book with me? What do I say when you arrive? How do I make you feel? Am I welcoming? Do I take your coat? Do I offer you the washroom? Do I ask you if you're comfortable? What do I say at the end? How do I make this a pleasant experience? All of that is forming if that client comes back, number one, and if they tell their friend, oh my gosh, I just saw Steph, you have to go see her. So number one is referrals, and number two is being the very best. on that note, go see what your competition is doing so that you know you're the best. You know that so-and-so isn't doing this. You know that the person down the street isn't doing what you're doing. You know that you do this better than somebody else. So you know also what people are offering and that you do have the best offer on the town. There are lots of people who do Reiki in Banff. There are 1, 2, 3, at least 3, maybe more that I don't know of, people that do Reiki on my floor in my building where my office is. That's just on my floor. That's not any other building. That's not a lower floor. That's not next door. That's not another street. There's just 3 people on my floor that do Reiki. But I know I'm the best. And I know when you come to see me, you can go try somebody else, but they won't do it like I do. And I've mastered that. This is why I made the whole course on it. The Advanced Reiki Practitioner course is how I teach you how to be the best at what you do. Also, no hate to all those people on my floor. I do love them all. But I know they're not me. I know we all do things differently. And that's also how you build clientele, is that people are coming to you for how you do it. Not for how Bob next door does it, how you do it. Because if they liked how Bob next door did it, they'd go to see Bob. But they don't. They like how you do it, so they come to see you. So just remember that with every single client, you always want to be giving them your very best, your 100%. You're showing up for them. You're making it an incredible experience. My number 2 tip would be to remember that it starts slow. Like slow. 1 client a week, 2 clients a week, 3 clients a week. Do you know how long it took me to build to 7 clients a week? A very long time. But that's what you're working with. You just want 7 clients a week, 7 clients a week, 7 clients a week, until it grows to be more and more and more. If my past self knew that I was seeing over 20 clients a week, they would never believe it. But this is 4 years of doing this work 6 to 7 days a week. That is a lot of, tip number 4, consistency. You have to be consistent. You have to stay available. Don't disappear for long periods of time. If you always work Monday, Tuesdays, you always work Monday, Tuesdays. 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 Yes, if you go away on vacation or whatever it may be, that's fine. But people always know you work Monday, Tuesdays. Why is this important? Because I've said this before, I'll say it again. Reiki is bottom priority. We need gas. The car's on empty. It's not going anywhere. You got to get gas. There's no food in the fridge. You need groceries. You have to go to the grocery store. Reiki's always going to be last priority. So if they can't come this Monday, well, what about next Monday? And what about the Monday after that? And what about a Monday after that? And eventually people will come. So you do have to be top of mind. We'll add that as tip number 4. Remain top of mind. Whatever it is your service is, whatever it is you're selling, if it's not gas or groceries, people are going to have it lower on their priority list. So it's your job to remind them. Hey, how are you feeling? When was the last time you had a Reiki appointment? Hey, let me tell you about Reiki. Hey, do you need Reiki? Hey, how are you feeling? Did you know Reiki can help with this? Did you know that I'm just doing Reiki today at my office? Did you know I'm at my office every week? Did you know I have an appointment available next week? Did you know that you might need Reiki? Here are some ways to know if you need Reiki. Here's why Reiki's so great. This is why I love Reiki. I also booked myself a Reiki appointment because Reiki's so wonderful and I have to book my own appointments. Have you booked your appointments? We need to be top of mind. So I always say we need to remind people to book. Talk about it. Talk about setting up your room. Talk about what you're doing. Talk about that you have a client. Even if you just have 1 client, talk about them. Have a client tonight. So excited. Setting up for my client. Just had a client. It was an amazing experience. Thank you to everyone who lets me do Reiki on them. This is how it starts. We all have to remember the starting line. Stop looking at everyone else in the middle of the race or the finish line, because we all started at the same spot. When people said, how many clients do you have a week? I'd say 2. But I'm super grateful for those 2 and they're amazing and I have the best time. Yes, I would love 20, but right now I have 2. And also having 20 clients right off the bat isn't sustainable. You're not ready to carry that type of energy. You need to build to that. So the build is also a very beautiful climb. But the number 1 problem that I see almost everybody have is that you are hiding under a rock. How are people finding you? If you're not advertising, if you don't have posters up, if you don't have a sign, if you don't have a website, if you don't have a clickable booking link, how are people finding you? I find everybody hides under a rock and then they wonder why no one can find them. And I say, if this was a game of hide and seek, you would be winning. No one is finding you. If this is a game of you want everyone to find you, you're doing a really bad job. So my biggest tip for this is to think about how people find you. And I want you to be able to rattle off 10 different ways easily. Now, Instagram counts as one way. So you can't say Instagram, Reels, Story, they follow me, maybe they know me. No. Instagram is 1. TikTok is 2. Posters up in your town is 3. You have a podcast is 4. Referrals is 5. I need 5 more. How are people finding you? Do you run ads? Do you run Facebook ads? Do you run Instagram ads? Do you run ads on the radio? Do you put posters all around town? Are you going on other people's podcasts? Are you running promotions? Are you doing a giveaway? How are people finding you? And a lot of people are like, my business isn't doing great. I'm like, great. Tell me the 10 ways people find you. And they stare at me with a deer in headlights and they have 3. Instagram, word of mouth. My mom tells her friends. Now, don't laugh because we all start there and that's a good place to start. But if you want to grow your business, start finding ways that people find you. When that list grows, so do your clients. And there's this fun thing called client acquisition, and it usually costs money to acquire new clients. So you should figure out how much money it costs you to acquire a new client. A referral is free. Beautiful. If you run a $25 ad and that ad gets you 3 clients, that means each client was $5. So you want as many client acquisition things running as possible. And until you have money to pour into this, you do everything possible that's free. So if you're not running ads, how are people finding you? How are you getting the word out about your business? Do you have your business card in every store in town? Do you have posters up on every poster board in town? Are you collaborating? Are you working with others? Are you doing events? Are you hosting retreats? Are you in the community? Are you at yoga? Do you tell everybody and their mothers about your business? Are you constantly talking about your business? Are you meeting people? Are you attending other events and talking about your business? Are you doing booths? Are you doing markets? What are you doing? I can feel your jaws on the floor. You're like, uh-oh, I'm not doing enough. That's okay. It's how it grows. You start with 1 thing, how people find you. 2 things, how people find you. 3 things, how people find you. And when you start to grow and grow and grow and people can find you from multiple avenues, your client base grows. When your client base grows, you make more money. And then you have more people saying that word of mouth. Because when 1 person tells 1 person, that's great. But when 10 people tell 10 people, that's even better. When 25 people tell 25 people, oof. When 50 people tell 50 people, oof. And you grow and grow and grow. And as you're growing, you're getting better and mastering your craft even more, offering the best possible service so people have to come back to you. Because when they go somewhere else, it's not the same. And I always compare this, ladies. I know you know this. Our eyebrow lady, our hair lady. You don't go to somebody else when your eyebrow lady's not available, when your hairdresser's on vacation. No, you wait for her to come back because that's your hair lady. She does it the way you like it. You like her. You like the way she does it. You like the way they do it, him, her, they, whoever's doing your service, you like them. So you stay with them. When you book your appointment, it's only with them. Any service you offer, you have to become that person. You aren't replaceable because you offer the very best and you do it in your special way. Only you can offer it the way you do. That's why we're all special and unique, and that's why there's room for everybody. I can't do it the way you do it. I can't do your very best. Only you can do your very best. That's why there's room for everybody. So in the honor of making this a 20-minute conversation and not a 3-hour talk, my tips to you today are how to grow your clientele. Number 1, referrals. Be the very best you can be. Number 2, remember it starts slow. We all started with 1 client, 2 clients, 3 clients. We all started there. Number 4, be consistent. Be available. Number 5, be top of mind. I feel like I missed a number there, but whatever. The last one is avoid the common mistake of hiding under a rock. You should easily be able to tell me 10 ways that people find you. Don't hide under a rock. And I've made podcast episodes about this. If you go back and look at episode, I don't know what number it is, but it's called Throw Your Seeds. It's the same thing. Throw your seeds. Tell everybody. So that's what I have for you this week. Send this to someone who needs it. Send this to someone hiding under a rock. I see you. I see you there. You can change. Just come out from under there. Okay? Hope that's helpful. I'll leave all the links you need down below in the show notes. If you want to book an appointment with me for in-person or distance, I will leave those down below as well. I am in person in Banff, Alberta, or distant worldwide, wherever you are. I am now offering mentorship a la carte. So if you don't want to wait till 2024, if you have some questions you want to get answered, we can bang them all out in an hour. So that is available now on my website. You can book one-off mentorship calls with me. Mentorship will be opening again in 2024. My business mastermind will be coming back in 2024. Lots of exciting things for the new year. But until next Wednesday, Middlers, when I see you in your ears, I hope you have a wonderful week. Bye, everybody.